All right. So I'm Dawn Bennett with Touch Remedies, and I'm here with Riya Wang, and she's the founder of Zinquency, the Art of Healing, out in California. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Dan. It's my honor to be here. Very great to connect with you.
Yes, thank you. So we've been talking a little bit off video about travel and about different types of contact and connection and culture within travel and also within our own cultures and how it's changed. So tell me a little bit more about, you talked about how you didn't grow up with a lot of hugs when you grew up in China, but now you love it and you're in
Yeah.
America, and how you interact with your clients. So tell me a little more.
So I think, like I was said before, I grew up, we don't have a lot of hugs.
Mhm.
And friends, probably when you go to meet the people, then you always shake hands.
Mhm.
And after I come to here, then I just feel the hug give more warm feelings. Later on, I think I study more and more healings. I find out why the hug can create more connect, because when you hug, you can feel the heartbeat from each other, and that energy creates a deeper connections. So that's why I love hugs.
Did it take you a while to learn, to make that transition from not hugging to hugging when you moved to America?
Yes, it is, because I come to America pretty late, on my late 30s.
Okay.
So I think about the 30s years in the country. So we are different cultures. I do have a go through with some culture shocking, and then when I come here, I even don't speak any English.
Mm.
So I have to learn all the different things. But naturally, I know in my heart. So I'm the loving person. I love how to show that with people. I think a hug is one way to show the love energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are other ways that you share your love energy with your clients or with people you're close to, or even people you're just meeting as you're traveling?
Um, I think when I'm traveling, I do meet so many amazing people from all over the world. I'm not sure. I have one video I made is what is the happiness meaning to you?
Mm.
So I traveled like 30 countries. I interview people from all different countries, from different age, different, I think, different age, different cultures. I ask the same question. So what the happiness meaning to you? It's really interesting. I never find the same answer.
Wow.
So when I see people, I can immediately to feel the energy field, how I like to be connected, how they like to be connected.
Mm.
So I think that if we pay attention to each person, we can feel the gentle energy around each other.
Mhm.
Like just when you walk into the room, if the room have 10 people, you don't know anybody, you can immediately feel someone you like to connect, someone you want to keep a little quiet,
Mhm.
right? So I think that I use that awareness in my travel to instruct with people.
Mm.
When I see people, I can feel very close energy. So I will be, I know that hugs will be very great. But someone probably will be little bit like a shy or something. I will know, so I can have keep a little bit of space when I talk to them.
Yeah.
So that's how I decide how to do. Just like when I see your first sense on the online, when we open up, I see your smiling face, then I can feel how friendly that. If we're in person, I must hug you.
Yeah, right. When I come out to California, we'll
Yes,
have to
yes,
connect.
welcome to.
Yeah,
Can't wait for that day.
it'll be great. It'll be great.
Yeah, so did I answer your question about that?
You did. You did. One thing I always am challenged with some people who are not very used to feeling that energy or feeling people's energy around touch is what's one suggestion that you might give someone if they come into a room of 10 people, let's say, and they're not sure how to interact with people? How would you suggest that they use touch or physical contact to try to make that connection? Or what would you suggest they look for?
Mm. I think it's really is come to a self confidence,
Mm.
the self energy. So how do you feel? What do you want to connect with people? So if you feel you love to hug, when you first time look people's eyes, you can sense that. To I don't know other people. For me, I can sense that. So it's that will be I would love have hug. Will be feel more connected. So hugs always bring people more closer than standing in the space. That make me think about the one story. It's really interesting. When I was in Tibet, one day I was walking with one of my friends I meet there. So we walked to one hotel, passed by the hotel, there have a few dogs. She was so scary to say, oh, the dog is there, will be maybe bite me. So I was holding his hands. I said, don't worry, I think the dog is friendly, no worries. Then he was take the space. So I said, okay, I walk first. So I walk by there. It's nothing. But when she walked, the last minute, the small dog come bite her.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I told her, because animal can sense you're nervous. So I think animals, a dog, because that is wild dog, not the pets.
Right.
So I think animal can sense that people's energy. We are same thing. If just be more patient, more aware. I know you said some people not like us have the can feel energy. I think it's relaxing, like a confidence, and to make sure what you want based on that, so you can look at the people. Do you can you be the physical contact or just keep space?
And it's such a good point, because so much of what I start out with in the book, The Touch Crisis, is about where's your own healing journey and what do you want? And how do you express that coming forward? And is what you want the same as what you learned that you should or shouldn't want? Which is
Yeah,
yeah.
I think the same way. If you don't want hugs when people come into you, your body language automatically show up.
Yeah.
And another people also, everybody we carry with body language.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that story I said, like the dog. She was nervous. She thinks she's weak. She can't talk to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's interesting because I used to hug people all the time without having a good boundary around it, because I wouldn't tune into what they wanted. I was too tuned into what I wanted. And so now it's much more, I feel much more balanced in that ability to see
Mm-hmm.
into it a little bit more. What are people looking for? And to ask if I can't figure it out, which has been a hard process a little bit, to actually ask instead of just either shying away or going straight in.
I do ask.
Yeah.
So especially when I meet the people first time,
Yeah.
so I can look at the body language. Then I will be asked, "Can I hug you?"
Yeah.
Most people say, "Yes, come on." So then I just jump in, and then
Woo!
you go, "Oh, that's a little cat there." So you have a cat there.
I do. He just woke up from his nap, I guess. He was on the bed, so I didn't kick him out.
Oh, that's beautiful. I have two cats.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I love cats.
Aren't they great? Yeah, he's definitely helped provide all my touch needs during all the quarantine and the shelter in place.
We say the cat like the woman. We don't know it's joke or not. So he was walk to you, hug me and don't touch me. Then hug me and don't touch me. Then hug me, then walk away. Well, I don't think of it like a woman. Woman is more is just huggable.
Right, right. So true. True.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, do you ever work with your clients, because you do a lot of, like you were talking to me about the sound work that you do to kind of resonate with the soul and stuff. Do you do a lot of your healing work without touch then, without physical contact, or do you have a combination of contact with your clients and not?
I do have a combination. So, I said, energy can travel. Even when energy travel, there is no time, no location. So you can feel different that. But I preferred in person. When you sit next to another people in the room, so that's create more stronger energy around each other.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So
like that.
most of my work is first I was the massage therapist. I know you said you was massage therapist too, right?
Yes, yes.
So yes, I was massage therapist. I was having my spa business for over 20 years. I was teaching, how to use the massage, how to healing different people. It's so interesting. After 20 years, then one day, so I got the reason sell my business. I come back to that. I got a panic attack. I got all anxiety. I got so many different health was falling apart. My clients come to me, always tell me, so, oh, Riya, you must be so relaxed in this beautiful spa. Look how wonderful it is. So, but I thought I was a joke, half joke, but it's true also. I said, did you know to keep this, to be this environment, to keep the work, to promote this Zen, the healing, it take a lot of stress to run.
Right. Right.
So
Does it,
I think that because the physical part, falling part, I was wondering, ask myself, so why? Because I eat healthy, I doing all of this, body work or doing all of this healthy work, why I'm still get this, how to say, breakdown. So
mhm.
more than more, I ask myself, really come deeply is about emotionally. It's not just physical, how much healthy. We emotion really affect your self value, then affect your emotions, then affect your healthy, affect your thoughts mentally. You know. So how promote the self value with the confidence, that's really self love, come to deep with, come to self love to really bring the balance to
Yeah,
the life.
yeah. And it is amazing how much the emotion does sit in our body and sit in our expression and sit in our energy field. And if we're not working with that and keeping it fluid and moving through, right? We want to experience our emotions, but we don't want to sit and stew in them for for too
So
long.
I learned so much. I really remember when I was in India, I did one course. We was did 21 days, 7 days laughing, 7 days quiet, then 7 days silence.
Oh wow.
So it's really intense. We have like a 28 people come from 24 countries.
Wow.
So that's a very deep experience. The whole point about that session is because we will grow up like a child, always hear parents or some families say, you cannot cry like this. You have to be stronger. Don't laugh like this. You have to laugh and like be more prettier, whatever. All the conditions with how do you laugh, how do you cry, right? So we grew up with all of that condition. Sometimes I realize you attack my daughter, I will say, don't say this, don't. So I always try. I know it's come from love, but sometimes maybe we don't know what is real good way to express love. It's just let be naturally.
Mm.
So after that, really interesting. So you get out of your condition with, you can cry without no reason. You can laugh without just joy. Doesn't matter, even stupid things. Even not funny, you still can laugh.
Right.
This is so interesting. After 7 days laughing, I go on the street. I see everything I feel is funny. I see everything I wanted to laugh.
Really? That's awesome.
Yes, it's really, really interesting. I know people ask me, how do you can laugh for 7 days? Yes, you fake until you're real. You do fake laugh. You when you laugh, the vibrate in your body, so your body have different vibration.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, I think when you start something, you just feel you laughing, giggling all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. I would think a cry will be more easy than laughing, but really, when we go to the process, I find out that the cry is more difficult.
Why was
I
that?
think come from my cultures in China, we always have really tough. You
Mm.
know, the big tough things like parents teaching the kids. If kids get a A, parents will say, "Why you get an A? You don't get an A plus." If
Mm.
you get an A plus, parents will say, "Why? Let's see how long you can keep your A plus."
Wow.
So you see in here, then I found that most people will be saying, honey, you got a B. Yeah, good. You did a good job. Good job. So that gives kids more feeling like, oh, I'm good enough.
Mm.
Other culture come from that part, like I've been I've been fighting for years to fighting how I'm good enough.
Wow.
So that is culture. And also, I think I have a lot of stories in my life going through. I maybe tell you different time with different. I don't want to take you too much time to
Right.
talk about that stories. Just different culture, how we affect we differently. So now talk about the crying is, I think is because so many times we feel bad if we have something happen, we feel bad to cry. We think that is weakness, right? Then you hold that all to your body. That affects so much healthy of that. The anywhere you hold some stress, then you don't cry out. You will be hold in your joint, in your system. Then someday will be break on you. So that's why I think cry is big healing. Now I'm so easily cry all the time.
Do you cry walking down the street too?
I do.
Yeah.
One day I was in Nepal. That was the one day was so many people. That day was so hard and the dirt everywhere. It's just I see people. I suddenly just so nervous. Then I come to hotel. I just started crying. I was wondering why I was crying. Later on, I meditated. I found out that it's compassion. One part of my heart. I feel that environment, how that energy makes just people living there to use to it, but I don't. I feel overwhelming. But after quiet, I have more awareness to see what is going on.
It's interesting. My mind's just spinning because you start talking about the conditioning of our emotion, right? And one of the things that it got me thinking about is also how we're conditioned around even showing emotion through touch, through talking, through expressing affection, through expressing gratitude, right? There's so often where we're taught as kids, like, this is how you have to go hug them, or you have to not touch them, or you have to handshake like this, or you have to, and it would be really interesting to do training on conditioning around touch. How do you break the conditioning and really find that own true source, and where's the emotional connection for you around the intention of touch as well?
Yeah, I think that is the one you teaching tapping, right?
Yeah, I do tapping.
Yeah,
Yes.
and when you tapping, that is the touch. So
Yeah.
when you tapping, release that a lot of emotions on your body.
Yeah,
So yeah, touch is healing.
it is. It is.
Later I said, quiet is healing, sharing is healing. We
Mhm.
have so many ways to healing. Just a lot of time we don't aware that.
Right. And it takes work. And I think being for me, sometimes I'm afraid of the work, right? Like, oh man, do I really have to stir that up? But it's so lovely.
I think the one thing I love about the healing, teachings healing and help clients is because every time I help others and teaching others, I find that is mere of myself.
Yeah.
So I find, wow, I have that same problems.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just keep more amazed how things can be done if I know earlier, so will be better. Not say better, and probably have different things,
Yeah.
react differently.
Yeah. Yeah. I learn a lot from my clients, right?
Me too. I love them. Yeah.
Me too. Well, cool. That's probably a good note to shut off the video. Well, if anybody wants to connect with Riya, I'll put all your information. It's Zen Quincy, The Art of Healing. You can find her on LinkedIn, and I'm assuming probably Facebook and I think all kinds of places. But I'll put all your information in the contact. What do you have a website? I know you just said you're building a new website.
I do. My website is zenquincy slash, not slash. I will send zenquincy artofhealing.com.
Okay, great. And the Zen
Yeah.
Quincy is Zenquency. And tell them why the name. I love this, why you chose that name.
Yes. So I love connect people with, the positive energy. That's how I know that's how everyone, if we can bring that Zen frequency to each other, the world will be better.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you,
to meet
Dan. It's really honored to be here.
you. Yay.